last 10 years have been dazzling years for Macau's casinos. Since the territory's return to China, the city has overtaken Las Vegas to become the world's biggest gambling center. On a winning streak, Macau's next bet was on expanding into a full-blown global entertainment hub with high-end shopping, eating, and leisure activities. But that dream has fallen short, and gambling remains the territory's main moneymaker.
We cannot just totally rely on casinos. It's a beautiful idea, but it's just beautiful. I'm not sure if it's feasible.
Almost every single business is somehow dependent on the gambling industry here in Macau. We're in one of the busiest shopping districts, and the foot traffic comes from the tourists who are taking a break from the roulette tables. All this bustle, new stores selling old-style cuisine.
Hello! Wow, very good!
With many of the tourists, few Macanese miss the final days of colonial Portuguese rule when crime spilled onto the streets in blazing gun battles, and the alleyways were empty of visitors. But 10 years down the line, some things are still wanting. Ao Kam San is a pro-democracy legislator, one of the few directly elected by the people. The majority of politicians and other officials in Macau are appointed or selected by committees. Along with campaigning for democratic reforms, his time is taken up by bread and butter issues. He takes us around what he says is a more modest, representative neighborhood of Macau.
Even though the economy has grown, there are still people who can't find jobs, who can't afford proper housing, and still face a host of other problems. So what's good and what's bad? Well, there are good things, but if you look at the problems, they are pretty bad.
And in the middle of our tour, a story to drive it all home. This man stops Mr. Ao to tell him he's been unemployed for 8 months. He complains he's gone to the local agency for help, but has not heard back. Mr. Ao explains this is a common problem. Young Macanese have job opportunities in the casinos, but the government has ignored older people. And there appears to be little faith in the new Beijing-backed leader who takes over on this 10th anniversary of Macau's handover. He will govern over the next few years, Mr. Ao says, the same way his predecessor did over the past decade.
If the system is problematic, then it doesn't matter who the leader is. The problems will remain.
But this system won't change, reliant on one industry, reliant on one country, China, and let the cards fall where they may. Melissa Chan, Al Jazeera, Macau.